Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another deadline stream. It is game week 36, double game week 36. So today we are going to be having a look at my team. Oh, let's get something useful up on screen, Harry. That would be a good start. We're going to be having a look at my team, any potential news. I still have transfers that I need to confirm as well. So lots to get through today. Let me know, as we always do at the start, how you are. Say hello in the chat. And we're going to do something a little bit different today. We always do... Oh, no, the Wi-Fi thing's going up and down again. It was fine last week, so we will just go with it. But yeah, say hello in the chat. But we're also going to do something a little bit different today. Let me know what you had for dinner last night. I had a pizza. Friday night treat after a long week at work. That's what I had. Say hello and let me know what you had for your dinner last night. So, sorry, I'm all thrown off. Why is this thing not working? Why are those fixtures not going around? Why is it still saying double game week fixtures? I'm all thrown off today. I'm all thrown off. Anyway, you had pork chops. Good morning. Good morning from Egypt. I knew this was going to happen. You had kabsa. Apologies if I butchered that, and apologies that I don't know what it is. You had instant noodles, McDonald's, barbecue seafood dinner. Now that is the one in the chat I'm jealous of. Steamed fish. What's happened to Rashford? We'll get into Rashford. We'll get into Newcastle. We'll get into Brighton as well. I currently have a Stupinan actually on my bench, along with Marcus Rashford. Wars and Pap. South African style. I hope it was great. Spicy grilled fish. Oh, love it. Good morning, good morning. Hello from Oman, Kuwait. You had shepherd's pie. Curry, snails. Chicken katsu, love it. Fish and chips, musty peas, and tartar sauce. I'm sorry, it has to be... curry sauce. No Friday night stream, so went out for the takeaway. Yeah, that's what happens when there's a Friday night stream. You have to order in pizza, snails and bread, chicken tikka masala, fish, potatoes and white wine, fish and chips. Nice. That's exciting. We're going to do something different every week, I think. I'll have a think. What is... Zero. It's broken. It's broken. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining. If you haven't... Where's it even gone? Now it's disappeared. I'm having a cracking start to the stream. Let's try again. Anyway, thank you all for joining. If you haven't already, please make sure you like the stream. Please make sure you have subscribed as well. But we've hit the 50,000 subscriber target, which was the goal. Well, my goal for the season at the start of the season wasn't anywhere near this, so massively appreciate all of your support as well. But yeah, let's get into a few of your questions as well. So, do I think Steele will play? I still think he'll keep his place. I still think he's got one mistake more to make. Like, I can't say much if that Brighton team looked great in that weekend. So, yeah, I think he's probably still got one more game to play. So I would start Steele this weekend if you own him, over the single game week options as well. I'd start Steele over Kepa, yes. Edson and Kepa dilemma, so I'm going with Kepa. I'm fully expecting, after the Chelsea-Nottingham Forest game today, to be wildly disappointed and think I've made the wrong decision. Because I expect both teams to concede. So I am expecting Chelsea to concede today, but I haven't even got my rank back. There we go. Yeah, I'm fully expecting Chelsea to concede today, but I'm also expecting Manchester City to concede tomorrow. So off those grounds, I'm going to go with the goalkeeper that I think will make more saves, and if there is a clean sheet, has the high chance of bonus points, which is Kepa out of the two. Brandon, thank you for joining as a member. So, And just a little update on memberships. Memberships, of course, will keep renewing over the summer. There'll be about a month where I probably won't upload to YouTube because it will be the break. I'll give myself a little bit of break, but anyone on a membership tier, whether it's base tier or mid tier. Sorry, I got something. Whether it's base tier or mid tier, will get a little bit of members only stuff, just like vlogs of me chatting about stuff over the summer, and then that will be a mid tier perk from next season. But all membership tiers will get it over the summer as I trial it out, basically. What do I think about KDB? Is he going to play? I think Alvarez will start, to be honest. Which keeper to get 4.8? I don't think you can afford to Gea with that price. So if you can't afford to... Right, we're going to have real problems today because my wireless keyboard, everything seems great when it's wireless until it doesn't work. And the connection seems really weird today. So like, it's just going to keep zooming out because I've pressed it too many times. So bear with me when my stream goes in and out all day. And I was zoomed out on the wrong screen anyway. Sorry, anyone who was in the chat earlier, I got out of bed too late today, but I needed a lion. Goalkeepers is what we want. 4.8. I mean, it is still really, unless you want to go straight to Arsenal and go to Ramsdale, but still has the extra fixtures. You can't afford to Gea. I mean, you could go to Kepa, but I think I'd rather steal. So I wouldn't be doing... Oh, yeah, I think I'd go steal if I needed a goalkeeper right now, to be honest. Haaland out. Is it worth it? No, I wouldn't be taking Haaland out. I still actually think he'll start tomorrow, so no, I wouldn't be taking Haaland out. And I wouldn't be benching him either, because I think he starts tomorrow. No, why is it doing it twice? There we go. Would I take a hit to bring in McAllister with Rashford also missing? Is it just like a -4, like A to B, or is it you have to do another transfer? If you just one transfer, I'd be fine. I'd just be fine doing it for -4, yeah. Kepa or Raya? There's a lot of goalkeeper debates this week for me. Raya would be starting in my team over Kepa. Good morning, Harry from Greece. You consider starting to Gea this week and bench Kepa? Yes, I would do that. I would be starting, I think my rank goes Pope, then Steele, then De Gea, then Raya, then Kepa, then Edison, and then everyone else, basically. So that is in order for all of those asking goalkeeper questions. In order, it is Pope, then Steele, Pope, then Steele, then De Gea, then Raya, then Kepa, then Edison. Then Edison at the bottom. But Kepa only just above him, to be honest. If you have the likes of Raya or you have the likes of Raya or De Gea, I'd definitely be starting them. Why not start Rashi? So I've also seen this discussed. Right, I've fixed everything I need to fix apart from the chat. Where's it gone? Right, let's try again. Anyway, the thing is with Rashford is I'm seeing people saying, why don't you just start him because he's not going to be in the bench? And I think that's probably true, but we don't categorically, like, he could appear on the bench, and then I don't know anyone that I'd rather that happen to. So at the moment, I'm just going to bench him, I think, because it makes my life easier with the likes of Trent, etc., who was going to be on my bench. I now have a Stupinan on my bench because I've put Luke Shaw in there, because Luke Shaw is going to be likely to be back at left back because Varane's back in the squad. So if that's going to happen, then I would start a Stupinan over Slanky, by the way. There's no way Slanky's getting anywhere near my lineup. So Estupiñán versus Shaw versus Trent is the close one. Morning Raptor. I'm good, thanks. Bench 2 of Alvarez, Mahrez, Rashford, Estupiñán, Botman, and Kepa or Raya. So Raya, I'd bench Rashford, and I'd probably bench Estupiñán because I think Mahrez and Alvarez will both start. Kepa or Steele, what a dilemma. I'd go Steele straight away. I don't think that's even that close. Hello from Australia. Best differential to get up in the mini league. So I spoke about this, and I find differentials really hard to pick. And the reason for it is all the differentials we want to pick have less fixtures. All the differentials we want to pick have less fixtures. I did tweet about it, but it's going to take me about 5 minutes to type to get to Twitter on here because my keyboard types the wrong letters. Right, there we go. We're in. So I did tweet about this, but differentials, are really hard. And I'll spend a moment talking about this because it is worth discussing how exactly people can try and make ground between the end of the season. One of those is captaincy this week. There's going to be a lot of different captaincy options this week. So if you go against the likes of Isak and you win, there are a lot of other captaincy options, but Isak is going to be the most highly captained one this week. So options I liked, Foden and Mahrez. If you punt them over Grealish, who's highly owned, you can do that. Murphy of Newcastle or Willock's probably the better one now in there. Double United's defence. People are like, you don't want to buy United's defence, but they are much better at home, and they have 3 of their last 4 at home, and their only away game is away at Bournemouth. Brighton forwards, though, with Evan Ferguson back, it makes it hard to pick. Going Harry Kane, who's on great form still. The only other one is Arsenal mids. But the issue with Harry Kane and the Arsenal mids is they don't double at all, which is why some of the others may be better. Because, like Willock, for example, feels like a good differential if you are really chasing this week. If you really need to chase. And this is when you're putting questions in the chat, if you could let me know, if you're chasing or if you're holding. Because we're at the point in the season now where your decision on transfers might depend on what you're trying to achieve, because if you're holding rank, I'm not going to tell you, and you're trying to just stay at the top of your mini league, I'm not going to tell you to do a -4 for Wilson and Isak. However, if you are chasing rank and you're 20 points behind your mini league rival and he's only going to have 1 of them, then I will tell you to do a -4 for Isak and Wilson, for example, because I think there's enough risk that goes wrong, so I wouldn't advise it to someone who's trying to hold rank. But for someone who's chasing, I would advise it because it might give you that little bit of upside to throw you up the ranking, but it also is a risk with a hit that it might throw you down the rankings, if that makes sense. So it's a long-winded way of saying I can't remember what the original question was, but the differentials are quite hard to be picking at the moment just because I don't necessarily think this is the week for it, unless you go double Newcastle attack or you go Willock in midfield. Brandon, thank you for the super chat. One free transfer. You want Wilson or Isak, take Solanke out, still 0.9 short. You could downgrade someone else in your team. Kepa, Edison, Trippier, Shaw, Botman, Trent, Estupiñán, Fernandes, Rashford, McAllister, Salah, Haaland, Greenwood. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but if you're not starting Edison this week, it could be Edison or it could be Kepa. To me, it's one of the goalkeepers. You could do Trippier to share. I don't know if you can afford it that way. But those are the only real ones that I look at that I'd want to do it with. It's probably a goalkeeper. You're top by 1 point. It's probably a keeper, to be honest. 100 clear in your mini league, but fell out of top 10k. 100 clear, that is smashing it. When I bench Grealish this week, I think Grealish starts. I personally think Grealish starts, but I am guessing here. When are we going to hear on Newcastle news? So I'm hoping it's the usual 15 minutes or so before the deadline. We might hear a little bit. Yeah, we might hear sooner. We might not hear at all. It's less reliable than the others, so that means it could be a long way in advance, or it could be Like, not at all. So it's not necessarily that we'll get it that like few minutes before. One of my thoughts about KDB, not sure if I should sell him. Thing is though, if you have KDB and you're chasing, I think he's a great option next week, because I think he'll start both next week, but I'm not sure he's going to start today. I'm not sure he's going to start today, but if you can afford to bench him and hold on to him and play him in the double next week, then go for it. Joe Linton or Willock? Probably Willock. Should I keep Kane in your team or replace him? I'd keep Kane. Unless it's the only route to a Newcastle forward. But even then, I think I'd probably still keep him. Wildcard draft for bench boost next week. I think you're probably the only person in the world who's wildcarding this week to bench boost next week. But fair enough. You'd want triple Man City. You'd want triple Brighton. You'd probably pick some Chelsea players in there. Kepa would probably be in there. Wesley Fofana would probably be in there because he's cheap as well. And then you'd have, triple United, triple Brighton, triple City, some Liverpool, maybe some Arsenal as well. They play Forest and they set you up well for the last day of the season. Isak or Wilson, fine. Let me talk about Isak or Wilson. And I spoke about this in my team selection video, is that I could put a long-winded video out about his XG, his XA, and I can get it up for you. Although it's going to take me... does everything twice as well. I think I need to restart my computer, but of course I can't do that mid-stream. So I can put a long-winded video out that basically says whose XG is better, whose XA is better, etc., etc. But it basically comes down to how many minutes you think they're going to play, because Wilson is better when he's on the pitch than Isak is when he's on the pitch. Even when they play on their own, Wilson up front is better than Isak up front, and of course Wilson up front is better than Isak on the left wing, right? But if that's the case, we basically need to know who's going to play more minutes, because Isak playing more minutes is better than Wilson if he plays less minutes. So that's what it boils down to, effectively, is how many minutes you think they're going to play. Well, you can look at player stats, and I can show them for you, projections. Sorry, where's Rate My Team? And I can give you predicted points for them as well. But it basically comes down to how many by position. Yeah, so Isak is predicted to score more because he's probably expected to play more minutes as well. So that's going to be a big leading factor into it. So it basically is one of those situations where you need to look at the predicted points and the stats and apply your own thinking of how many minutes they're going to play. So then that's why in my video I said I'm going to wait until Saturday morning to make the transfer, because it depends largely on if we get early team news. If we get early team news that one of them starts, like Wilson starts or Isak starts, for me, you buy the one that starts, right, on their own. If we get no news, or we get news that both of them start, is when things become a little bit more difficult. If we get news they both start, that means Wilson is going to be through the middle, and that means Isak is going to be through the left. Now, the issue with that is you're not point short of taking out Kepa. You want to keep Edison. I mean, there's not much else you could do, because I want to keep Fernandes, I want to keep Rashford, I want to keep McAllister, I want to keep Salah, I want to keep Haaland, I want to keep them all. I don't know if, it's like the only way, unless you do Trippier to share or something, but I don't think I really want to do that. I don't think that will even afford it for you. I just don't see another way. Unless you sell someone like Trent, but you don't want to do that either, or Fernandes, but I wouldn't want to do that either. Edison is definitely the least good of all those options. So yeah, where was I? If we get news that they both start, then we kind of have to guess, because if they both start again and it goes badly again, like it did against Arsenal, then I think he'll go back to only one striker in the midweek game against Brighton. However, if it goes well this time, then I think he'll play both again midweek. And then Wilson becomes the better pick. Whereas if it goes badly, I think Isak might play on his own midweek on his own, because he's more likely to have the minutes in his legs. So then Isak becomes a better pick. And then you're guessing whether you think it's going to work against Leeds or not. If we get confirmation that, or get no news, I think you just buy Isak, because I think Isak's minutes are safer than they are for Wilson. I think it's as simple as that. If we get no news, I'm going to buy Isak for Watkins. If we get no news, I'll buy Isak. If we get news... The issue is, if we get news that one of them starts, if I get news that Callum Wilson starts on his own, I will not be captaining either of them. You can fit in share, that works, but it could lose out on trips, attack and returns. Brandon, I honestly think Edison out. You might want to keep him, but I think that out is the easiest way. You could even buy a goalkeeper like... could you? I don't know if you could get Ramsdale, but you could buy someone who you like for like the last day, for example, who you then don't have to play... Then don't have to play Kepa that day. Would I do Rashford to Fernandes or March to McAllister? March to McAllister, because Rashford might be back next week. So yeah, long-winded way. The Newcastle stuff is difficult, and it's one of those things I probably need to plan out at some point during this stream. If I get no news, would I swap Wilson for Isak? No, I wouldn't ever switch between the two, no matter what news we get. Even if we get news that Isak starts on his own, it could be that Wilson starts on his own midweek. I'd never be swapping in and around the two options. I definitely wouldn't be doing that. So yeah, it kind of depends on what news we get. If I don't captain a Newcastle forward, so let's say Wilson starts on his own today, I'll probably put the captaincy armband on McAllister. I could put on Trippier. And hope it's really boring against Leeds today. It would be about the first time in FPL history I think I've captained a defender though. So I'm not that much of a fan of that. Haaland starting. I think so. Kepa or Steele, I'd start Steele. So again, maybe I should put my goalkeeper rankings on here somewhere, but I probably need a second talking point or something like that. Maybe I'll put rankings on it or something like that. Yes, but I need to put the double game back on. Yeah, is Rashford injured? So let me get the quote up from Ten Hag. Again, bear with me; these things are taking a while, whilst my keyboard is typing the wrong letters in. It's really great. Who would have tweeted it? Sam probably would have done. No, let me go like United stand or something. Yeah, Manchester United news. They'll have tweeted it. Oh my gosh, this keyboard. Ten Hag also said he's not going to change his goalkeeper for anyone worried about it. Where's the quote? Someone just tweet the quote. Apparently not. This is great viewing, I'm sure. This is why I don't put it out as a podcast afterwards. I thought about it and then I thought, no. Right, let me just search Rashford and that'll probably come up. Sorry. Trent, March, Edouard to Stones, Bruno, Ferguson worth -8. I'd rather well, yeah, go Ferguson. It's a nice punt. Will give me 3 extra double game weeks for next week. Yes, I probably would do. Well, Trent out though. I mean, you're needing it for the money, but is there any way you could do it and you keep Trent? Trent out part of -8. I do not like. Of course, Andy. Oh, is it gonna? Oh, it's not playing. That's all right. So he says, as I say, doubtful, more than doubtful. So big question mark. I mean, I can't. I'd be really surprised if he starts today after a quote like that yesterday. If it was made on Thursday, then maybe. But to recover from lunchtime yesterday being like that, the only thing is they did post a video on Instagram 2 days ago, so on Thursday, which had him training absolutely fine and kicking the ball and everything, which is where I'm a little bit doubtful of it. But I just can't see him starting after a quote like that. If he did it before the likes of like City, for example, maybe fine. But before Wolves, I just can't see it. Is it worth taking a -4 to get Salah and Trent in? Bruno for Salah? No. I just keep Bruno this week. Bruno to Salah is not worth the hit to do it back again next week. Transfers are so valuable at this point in the season. Thinking to just go double Brighton, assuming fixtures are very tough next week to check news on March and either play him. I don't think that's a bad decision, to be honest. If you've got a good replacement, the issue is there's a lot of people who have March also have Rashford. And if you've got the two, it is a little bit more difficult. It is a little bit more difficult if you have both Rashford and March, which is what I had. So I had to sell him. Am I not playing a Stupinan? I probably will end up playing him, but Trent, I really like Shaw as an option this week, particularly if he goes back to left back. Manchester United at home are really good at the moment. And this is where I wish I'd gone Steele in goal. Because if I had Steele, then I could play them both and I wouldn't have to worry about my goalkeepers. But it is what it is. Should I start Diaz over Stupinan? No. The City defenders, I'm not sure why so many people are wanting to start them this week, if I'm completely honest. Because away at Everton, who've just scored 5 goals, I still expect Everton to get at them a little bit. And I think there'll be an okay amount of rotation in that Manchester City team. I think it'll be 80% strength, so I think the majority of our assets will probably start, but like there might be a few changes in defence again, so a few changes in midfield again. So I think there's enough good options that I don't think the likes of Stones, the likes of Diaz are in anyone's strongest starting 11. Start De Bruyne or Rashford, first bench Estupinan or KDB Rashford. I'd start Rashford over De Bruyne just because Rashford might play, but I don't think he'll be on the bench. Although I said I think he could be, but I'd start Rashford, and I'd probably have a Stupinan first bench. Double Liverpool defence. Double Liverpool defence is absolutely fine. I don't necessarily think I'll be targeting it now, though, with no doubles left. Haaland bench. I think Haaland will start. Can I ask why Shaw over Stupinan? So Stupinan versus Shaw versus Trent is really close. And I haven't made up my mind yet. It may well change. Stupinan, in terms of predicted points, is actually higher than them. And Shaw and Trent are like neck and neck with each other as well. There's so little to decide between them. I like Estupinan as an option a lot, generally, but this week is not his week. Arsenal away and Newcastle away is so tough. I ask myself, where do I expect a tired Brighton side to get any points against? Who should I start? Grealish, Estupinan, or Ben Mee? Grealish, I think, will start. I am guessing there, though, so don't take my word as gospel. But yes, I am expecting Estupinan to start. Trent over Shaw, surely. But you just got, surely, I don't know, let me know in the chat, but surely you think Shaw has a better clean sheet potential than Trent this week, no? Trent's attacking threat is something different, and I get that. His attacking output is better. He's putting out some of the best numbers in the league. But Shaw's clean sheet potential is the best in the league. Sorry, Shaw's is the best out of the two of them. It's probably up there with some of the best in the league this week as well, to be fair. But start Grealish, Shaw, or Solanke. Start Grealish, Shaw, or Solanke. Grealish, Shaw, probably Grealish. It didn't just lag again, did it? Honestly. I don't think it did. But it's going like red and yellow and green again. But I think I've got settings on, which basically means it records far in advance and then you see it like 20 seconds later, which means it reduces lag. I put it on for this week. So I'm hoping that means that even if it flags like my connection is dropping, then... Anyway, -8. Tony March, Bruno. I'm going to say no. Tony March, Bruno out. No. Like, Bruno out as part of a -8 feels really, really no. What do I think about Dallo? Dallo I really like as an option. Yeah, fine. Would definitely be buying him if I'm looking for United defender now, to be honest. March, Watkins and Jota to McAllister, Isak and Wilson from -4. March to McAllister, yes. Watkins, Isak, Jota, yes. Easy, straightforward, definitely. All good moves. Have I done one transfer? Yes. So I've done one, which was March to McAllister, which was easy. I was definitely going to make that transfer. But yeah, it's the second one. It's where I'm going to go from Watkins, which is why the captaincy armband is on Ollie Watkins, by the way, because whoever comes in is likely to be his captain. If we get no news, I'll probably buy Isak. If we get no news, I'll probably buy Isak. I don't even know where I should be looking for news because I don't know who's reliable. I don't know who is reliable or not. Other forwards for Watkins other than Isak or Wilson. I don't know why you'd be buying other ones, to be honest. Like, you could punt on Alvarez, but how many is he going to start in the double as well? It's probably the only one I'd want, unless you can go up to the likes of Jesus, but probably not for me. Probably not for me. By the way, Wilson is rumoured to be on an island far away. Bench Eze or Stones? I'd bench Stones. The City defence this week, with the amount of benching headaches we've got, it feels so wrong to bench a double game week defender. But I just like Shaw and Trent both this week. The more I look at it, the more this feels like the right decision. But benching a Stupinan just feels all kinds of wrong. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Start Dallo, Diaz, Solanke or Rashford. Dallo, Diaz, Solanke or Rashford. Probably Dallo. If you guys haven't subscribed already, please make sure you do so. And there are 1,200 of you in here and only 100 of you have liked the stream. If you could drop a like as well, we could try and get that up closer to like 200 or 300. That would be ace. Start Mahrez or a Stupinan. Probably Mahrez, to be honest. He needs one attacking return to probably outscore Stupinan this week. Mahrez, Foden double up. It's a big risk. And they might rotate with each other, which is the issue with that. Because Grealish, I still think, is number one choice out on that wing. Which means you are competing with... You're buying two players who compete with each other, which I don't think I'd really want to do. Opinions on Salah captain to Chase. I mean, you could do it. I don't love the Newcastle captaincy this week, to be honest, because I'm not sure anyone's nailed to play enough minutes that it's really worth it. So I don't hate Salah captaincy if you really want to punt. If you really want to punt. If it was at home, I'd definitely recommend it, but being away from home, it's definitely harder. Start Stones or Rashford. I'd probably play Rashford and just hope he gets on the pitch. Why has Maps just opened? Cool. Captain Son, definitely not. Bench one, Grealish, Stones, Dallo. Bench one, I bench Stones. Yeah, as I said, I just don't fancy the City defence that much compared to some of the other options we've got this week. Why don't I bench Botman? Because I think Newcastle have got definitely a better chance for a clean sheet in these games than Brighton do. Botman is definitely going to start. I don't love him as an option either. I'm quite looking forward to this week ending, and I don't have to play rubbish defensive fixtures anymore in my team. But yeah, Grealish, Tomare, Solanke to Isak, -4. No, can't you just do Solanke to Isak for free? Because that Grealish to Mahrez move doesn't free up money for you. So you're doing that expecting Grealish to be benched and Mahrez to start. But I have a feeling, I think Pep might do something different against Real Madrid at home, and he might start one of Mahrez or Foden on that right wing. So I don't think I'll be buying him this week. Priced out of move for Wilson and Shaw by 0.1. So is Dallo? Yes, I just buy Dallo. There is a chance that Wan-Bissaka gets a game. You could just buy Lindelof, who I still think is nailed for the rest of the season. You can't afford March to McAllister, so what should I do? March to Willock? Yeah, I don't dislike Willock. If you can't get to McAllister, then just go Willock. Buy Salah or Grealish? Salah. March to Willock. Yes, you can't afford Mac 10. Yeah, I quite like Willock. I didn't realise he was that cheap as well. Of course, he doesn't double next week, but he has Leicester at home. So I do think that there could be Brighton rotation against Southampton in game week 37 anyway. So if that's going to be the case, then they don't double next week and they only have Man City. So I think we could have 2 weeks where we're disappointed by Brighton, I think. But it is what it is. Solanke or Henry in from the bench for the injured Rashford. Probably Solanke. Raya or Kepa. I'd play Raya. Bueno Notte to March or Money in the Bank. Bueno Notte is an okay pun. I don't think he starts both, but I think he'll probably start one. They don't have that many wingers. They could play Gross out there, but I don't think that's going to happen either because they don't have enough defenders. So maybe Bueno Notte does end up playing and then he becomes a massive differential. Rashford is injured in it. Yes, Rashford is injured in it. Yes, he is. Which is why he's on my bench at the moment. I still have a Stupinan on my bench. Do I start him? Do I not start him? Who would you bench in my team? I'm finding this really difficult. I feel like benching a Stupinan is all kinds of wrong. I feel like the sensible option and what people will apply is to start him over Luke Shaw. Because everyone's like, United's been rubbish recently. De Gea's been rubbish recently. And I get it, but I just have part of me thinks that they're going to keep a clean sheet this weekend. And I'll regret that because he'll mop up some bonus as well. So Edison and March to Mahrez and Steele. 2 free transfers. Edison and March to Mahrez and Steele. Yeah, I quite like that actually. Yeah. I only do it if you have a second goalkeeper like Kepa because there is a small chance that Steele loses his place. I don't think it happens. But it's possible. Yeah, which of my defenders would you bench? Estupinan, Trent or Shaw? I feel like Shaw bench is just the sensible thing to do. But at least start him over Botman maybe. I think Botman's a better pick than Estupinan this week. Quite easily as well. I know there haven't been many Newcastle clean sheets, but the numbers have still been there and the fixtures are definitely better. Estupinan, Trent, Shaw, Estupinan. It's tough. Watkins captain. It will be a Newcastle forward once they come into my team, which is why the captaincy armband is on Watkins at the moment. Joe Larson, thank you for the super chat. You didn't leave a message, but please leave one in the chat. Bro, start Kepa or Steele? Steele is my... I'd start steal over all these single game week goalkeepers this week, just because I think he's okay for save points and stuff like that. So please make sure, again, you've liked if you haven't already. We are going to put subscriber only mode on as we approach the last hour of the stream. You literally have to subscribe for 1 second, just so we can prioritize, of course, answering questions for those that have subscribed to the channel. So, bench Shaw, I think that's probably the safest option. How many minutes do I think Isak will get? 140 on average. Solanke or Grealish to start. I'd start Grealish because I think he'll play. 0.2 million short for March to McAllister. Sell Kepa to 3.8 to fund. Would mean playing Edison. I think that's fine. Or Shaw to Dallo. I'd probably do Kepa to 3.8 because you probably don't need Kepa between now and the end of the season. Kane to Wilson. Thank you both for the super chats. Kane to Wilson / Isak and Grealish to Salah, or Grealish to a 4 mil mid and Greenwood up to Wilson, Isak. You can't afford March to McAllister. I don't think I'd be selling Kane. I think Kane's a great differential between now and the end of the season. So I do option 2. You might be able to get... No, you probably can't. You probably got tripled up, so you can't get Jacob Murphy. But yeah, I wouldn't be selling Kane. Jesus March to Ferguson and Gakpo Luis Diaz. I'd probably go Gakpo, although I do think Luis Diaz starts this weekend. I think Klopp just thinks that Liverpool are better when Luis Diaz plays. I think that's it. I think he thinks the whole team get better when he plays. So yeah, I would be... I like Luis Diaz, but I'd probably buy Gakpo. By Philly Foden or Big Mac, probably McAllister, because it's just minutes. I don't think we're necessarily going to see that many starts from Foden. Like, he might start one in the double, he might start this weekend, whereas I think McAllister might start all of the next 4. So Jota or Watkins for Wilson. The thing is, I'd sell Jota because you're never going to get confirmation every week if Jota's going to start or not, which means Jota is just going to be a headache every week. Like when we go into next week and it's 37, you're probably not going to play any of them anyway. And then 38, maybe you get early news that Jota starts, but Villa have got Brighton at home on the final day, and you know Watkins will start that one. So I'd probably be selling... Jota. Start Watkins or Akanji. I'd start Watkins out of the 2. Spurs defensively are very mixed at the moment, so I think I would go Watkins over Akanji. I'm just not that sold on the City defence this week, to be completely honest. Captain Bruno chasing rank. I mean, it's bold. It's bold, to say the least. I don't hate it, but I don't think I'd do it. If you're chasing rank, I prefer Salah. But without Rashford, Fernandes may end up on the wing, which is good for him, I suppose. But Grealish to a Stupinan. Grealish or a Stupinan start. Probably Grealish, because I still do think he'll start today. Sell De Bruyne for Salah, -4 points. No. I don't think I'd do that, because De Bruyne next week in the double is still a good option, and I still expect him to play twice in the double. So even if he doesn't start today, he starts 2 of the next 3. So... Start Shaw or Solanke. Shaw. I quite like the Manchester United options this week. So, I should probably think about my team a little bit, as we've got just over an hour to the deadline. Sorry if you hear rattling. I've got some Tic Tacs. Haven't had Tic Tacs in about 5 years. Okay, that's probably a stretch. Probably 3 years. Have I had a Tic Tac since COVID came? That's a good question. Yeah, so the dilemmas are, do I bench Shaw and do I bench Rashford? And then who do I go with as my Newcastle forward? Newcastle forward I'm going to have to leave to the deadline, because I hope that we might get some news. But Yeah. It's the benching decisions that I'm struggling with, and I know I'll get them wrong. The only way I can get Newcastle forward without a hit is to sell Kane or Haaland. I wouldn't do it then. Why Tic Tac and not Mentos? I don't know. I like the Mentos fruit, but the Mentos mint, I definitely pick a Tic Tac mint. I was going to buy the orange and lime ones, but they didn't have them. It was very spur of the moment. McAllister from -4. I don't know who you have on your bench, but he's fine, and he doubles next week as well. Only way you can, bench Kane or Grealish. I would probably bench Grealish in that situation because although I think he starts, of course we know Kane is going to start, right? Enciso, if you have a space up front, feel free to go on Enciso. If I was chasing this week, I would have done like McAllister to Willock or March to Willock and like Watkins to Enciso. But I'm not chasing, so I went boring. Watkins versus Spurs and do Rashford to Willock. The thing is with selling Rashford is the way he made it out is that he might be back for the double. And if he's back for a double of Chelsea at home, Bournemouth away, you're going to want him. So that's why I can't tell anyone or advise anyone to sell Rashford this week. Rory, any hints on the new membership benefits for next season? No, but there's just going to be more bang for your buck. News on Ferguson starting. We don't know that. I think he probably starts one of the two, if I'm honest. I still think Welbeck might get a game, but he looks like he's back fully fit. So I still think he starts one, but I'm not sure he starts both. But that might mean if he doesn't start both, he may well start against Southampton next weekend, which is probably the one fixture we're wanting to target for Brighton at the moment. If I told you that your Brighton player didn't start against Southampton next weekend and was on the bench for that one, I'd sell him. If you told me like McAllister didn't start that game, I wouldn't want McAllister in my team because this week's double and then it's City next week. So would I start Martial or Grealish this week? Rashford isn't playing, so Martial could be good differential. That's quite close. I probably would start Martial because I think he probably does start if there's no Rashford. Play Raya or Kepa. Raya. Joe Linton, good option. I'd still prefer Willock, I think. The Newcastle game being early kickoff is... The early kickoff, particularly for away games, never works out. Never works out for us in FPL. We've all seen it. The early kickoff, particularly if you're away, never works out at all. Who's better, Martinelli or Odegaard? Odegaard, just because Trossard could play a game every so often, I'd probably go Odegaard out of the two still. Steele or Edison? Steele, play the double game week goalkeeper, definitely. Do I play Grealish or Martinelli? Good morning, Jen. Good morning to all the members as well. Thank you all for joining. Do I play Grealish or Martinelli? I'd probably play Martinelli. When do you think we get Newcastle news? So last week, we got it, what will be about 10 minutes before the deadline, in terms of how long before we got Newcastle news as well. So I'm hoping we might get it again. But it's different because they're away from home. So when a team is away from home, you're more likely to get squads, but maybe less likely to get actual starting 11. So we'll get, Joe Linton a good pick. I still, Willock. Feel like I've answered that. Grealish to Bruno today. I quite like that. Yeah, I probably would. So I like Bruno next week. I'm happy I've got him. Edison or Kepa. I'm playing Kepa, so Kepa. Bench Raya or Edison. Still Raya. To answer the goalkeeper questions, still. So it is Pope, Steele, Raya. No, Pope, Steele, De Gea, Raya, Kepa, Edison. In that order. Everyone else just at the end of that list. Watkins out, Isak in from -4. I'm not sure I'd do it. Well, yeah, I probably would. If you don't have someone else you're happy to captain and you want to captain Isak, then yes. But if you've got someone else that you want to captain, then no. But if you need a captaincy option, then I probably would. But I don't love it for a hit. I don't love it for a hit. Would I play Shaw and bench March or March McAllister from -4? Again, it's just that McAllister benefits you next week as well. I probably would do the move. Because you'll probably want to do the move next week anyway. Because I can't see McAllister at the most. March, if he pulls off a miraculous recovery, he might start one game next week. He's pretty much already ruled him out of the first game. Love your content. God bless. Thank you. Hope you finish in the top 100. Let's hope. I need things to go my way this week. If I get a red arrow this week, it looks quite difficult to do now. But I'm still, gunning for that top 1,000 finish. And my team looks okay for next week. We can get FPL.team up. Oh, wow, this keyboard. Oh, wow. Start Grealish or Dallo, please. I'll probably play Dallo. Do you remember, when was it? Was it last week? When I told everyone not to make any goalkeeper transfers for a -4. Look how that's turned out. Oh, no, I think it was 2 weeks ago. De Gea has kept 1 clean sheet. Steele has scored an own goal. Edison has been completely useless. We're basically the 3 goalkeepers, and they've been outscored by the likes of Kepa and Raya, I think. I think is... Did De Gea get 1? Yeah, De Gea got 1 clean sheet. What did Steele get? Steele got 2 clean sheets in the double, but then scored an own goal. So it hasn't really worked out for anyone if they did it. Am I captaining Watkins? I'm not captaining Watkins. Watkins will be a Newcastle forward, so I'll put Isak in there for now. Look how slow it types. Right. God, honestly. So let's say I do that this week, and it's going to be Isak or Wilson. It doesn't really matter. Next week, I don't quite know who I bench. I basically have a choice of do I play Trippier or do I play Isak next week. And then I have Trent, I have Salah, and I probably roll the transfer because I've got triple Brighton, triple United, and double City. The only thing I would want to add maybe is a third Man City, but I don't really have a space for it unless it's a defender or unless it's Alvarez. And I don't think the defenders keep 2 clean sheets, and I don't think Alvarez starts both games, so I don't think it's worth it. So I'll probably just roll going into the final week, which does mean I do carry triple Newcastle into the final week, which isn't ideal, but I think my team looks fine. I'll probably add some Arsenal assets at home to Wolves for the final day. A defensive asset and a asset in attack, probably Jesus, because I don't fancy changing that midfield that much for that final game. The double Brighton away at Villa is not ideal, but there's not much I can do about that. Because I could do... Well, I've got to free up some money, but Isak up to Gabriel Jesus, because I can't fit one into my midfield. Jesus makes a lot of sense because Solanke's away at Everton. And that leaves me 0.7 short. And actually, I could just do Edison to Ramsdale if I wanted to. A goalkeeper transfer on the final day of the season. I've never seen anything so boring in all my life. But I could just do... Actually, I could probably... I'd probably do Trippier out and bench a Stupinan or something like that. But then a Stupinan plus Ramsdale is probably a better combination than the others. I could even take a -4 next week, so on the final day. Shaw or Trent? If Trent, I have to sell Kane. Then just go Shaw. I wouldn't sell Kane. So, we've got 1 hour to go until the deadline. Hopefully a little bit of team news to come. Again, we're hoping that we get something on Newcastle as well. We're hoping. Let me see if there's anything. No, nothing yet. Start 2, Watkins, Akanji or Shaw. I'd bench Akanji. Anyone with a benching dilemma that includes a Manchester City defender, my answer is going to be that Manchester City defender. Start Shaw, Grealish or Mitrovic. Mitrovic is a lovely punt. I'm not going to tell you to bench Mitrovic. Shaw or Grealish. I'd probably take the chance that Grealish doesn't start, even though I think he probably does. Is that the evening game today? No, there's no evening game. Oh, that's a shame. Oh well. Kepa or De Gea, so still De Gea. No Newcastle news equals Isak. Yes, that is correct. Because I just don't think we can... I do really fancy a Wilson punt. But I'm not chasing. I need to tell myself to be sensible with this. I need to be sensible with this week. I do really fancy that Wilson punt. If Wilson plays up front today against Leeds... Although Leeds are going to shut up shop, aren't they? That is 1 hour to go until the deadline. So we got plenty of time. This hour always flies past though. Am I captaining Watkins? No, it will be a Newcastle forward. I just haven't bought them in yet because I haven't decided which one I want to buy. What's my Newcastle forward strategy based on team news? So if we get news that Isak starts on his own, I buy Isak. If we get news that Wilson starts on his own, I probably buy Wilson. If we don't get news, I buy Isak. If we get news that they both start, that's what I don't know what I'm doing. That's what I don't know what I'm doing. If we get news that they both start today. Do I think that means that Wilson might get both games? And if I knew Wilson was going to get both games, I'd buy Wilson straight away. Simple as that. But do I think that we might see Wilson start today with Isak and then Isak plays on his own midweek? It's just if we get news that they both start, I don't quite know what to do. You hear church bells. I live opposite, a church, and it chimes every hour, of course, but it chimes every 15 minutes as well. You get used to it, actually. I don't ever hear it, but I did hear it just then because it reminds me of the deadline. Big Sam will get a result today. Do you think? I think there could be some 0-0s today. I think Newcastle Leeds could be 0-0. I think Chelsea Bournemouth could be 0-0. Yeah, maybe just those two. But I think those two games could end 0-0. I think they could be quite boring. I'm going to watch Chelsea. I'm going to watch the Leeds game on telly, and I'm going to watch the Chelsea game. So I'm in for a couple of great hours of football watching, it sounds like. Is it worth a -4 for McAllister? I don't know who you have on your bench to cover him, but the issue is McAllister does benefit you next week, so probably. Why Kepa over Ederson? Just the home fixture. Like, we see... If I think they're both going to concede, I still expect Kepa to make 3 saves, whereas I don't expect Ederson to make any saves. So it's more that if they both concede, I... just think Ederson is less likely to get anything on top of the points that he gets as his base points. So, you like my t-shirt? It is an old England one. Murphy over Joelinton and Willock if he starts. The thing is with Murphy is he might not play both. We might get Almiron in the second one, but I'd probably go Willock because I think he's most likely to start both. Would I go Isak and Wilson or keep Kane? I'd probably just keep Kane. I don't want to be selling Kane. I know it's Villa away, but then next week you'll want him. Where are they? Brentford at home. It is the early kickoff though. And then 38, they're away at Leeds. Like I think Kane will do well. Like I don't expect Wilson or Isak to outscore Kane between now and the end of the season. So even with the extra fixture. Is it okay to go with Gakpo? Yes, I quite like Gakpo. I think he'll start again. Again, I'm guessing, but... Kepa and Estupiñán or Steele and Shaw. Captain McAllister or Salah chasing your mini league? Probably McAllister. He's higher up my captaincy ranking when that does come around in 20 seconds. I nearly just poured that all down me, which would have been great. Who's a captain? McAllister, Matoma, Trippier. So again, I do have these things up here in top right. I don't know whether you guys like them or not. Let me know if you think this is at all useful. But this does rank things like captaincy, my top players to buy, from 1 to 5. So it has, I think, not many people are captaining anyone outside of that 5. So that's the ranking that I would do if you own more than one of them. Wilson upside for me could be huge. If you aren't chasing rank, but think of winning FPL, I'm not going to win FPL, but I need Wilson to score 2 hat-tricks. But yeah, I put that up there just because I think it's useful. Because I can't get to every question, but it does help with like top players to buy and who I think you should be captaining. I do have one which is hot topic, but I might change that next season to be called something like can I change the... Oh, I can. Hang on. Ooh. I can change it. Hang on, give me a second. Goalkeeper ranking. Best to worst. So, number 1, Pope. 2, Steele. Then David De Gea. Then Raya. Then Kepa. Then Edison. Then others. There we go. Cool. Watkins to Wilson. Yeah, like Watkins to a Newcastle forward is very popular this week, and I'm going to be doing it. So, is Rashford defo out? No, but I can't see him starting against Wolves. Like, I just don't feel like they're going to risk it. Am I captaining a Newcastle player? Yes, a forward when they come into my team. Is it worth buying both Isak and Wilson? If you can get to it, it's a big differential. It's a big differential. I wish, if I was chasing, I probably would try and get Wilson and Isak. Because I think they both might start together today. It's probably what I expect. Jota and Solanke out for a -4 to get Isak and Wilson. Yes. Grealish will start. I predict Grealish will start. I don't know. I am guessing here. But my guess is that Grealish is going to start. My chat on the stream is frozen. This chat is rubbish. I'm going to have to fix it over the summer, I think. I choose Raya over Kepa. Yes, I would. West Ham very focused on Europe. Chelsea pretty rubbish. What would I do first if I still have wildcard and bench boost? Wildcard this week, bench boost next week. Tony or Shaw, please. Tony or Shaw, please. Tony or Shaw, please. Probably Tony. Probably Tony. Tony Hall tomorrow. I think I'd play Tony. He scores on and off, and he's meant to score this week. So it's actually crazy. If you look at Tony's points, he's not a goalkeeper, and he doesn't cost that little. Look. Goal. So all the way from here, from game week 23, goal. Sorry. No goal, goal, 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 no goal. Which also means if you carry on the trend, goal against West Ham, fails to score against Spurs, and wipes out our City clean sheets at home on the final day. That's what the trend says. Raya or Kepa. So it's all on the ranking, which will be coming around in a minute. Is Trippier a must? No. I do like him this week, though, as I like him every week, but he's not a must. I don't think there's any must-own players this week. Of course, if you have none of Newcastle and none of Brighton, then that's a concern, but I don't think any of them individually are must-owned this week. Sell Botman and buy Wilson and Isak for chasing rank. Sell Botman and buy Wilson. Sell Botman and buy Wilson. If it's only for a -4, then yes. Thank you very much for becoming a member. A very, very quick reminder of how you become a member, because it's so much cheaper than any super chat. On my channel, once you've subscribed, you click that join button, and then there are 2 tiers. There's going to be another one, but this will, if you sign up before then, you'll get all the perks of the top tier, basically, if you sign up before then, for a cheaper price. Base tier, which gets you all the perks, the emojis, it gets you priority comments, replies in streams as well, so to get your questions answered and all that. And then mid tier gets you the Twitter group chat, and there's going to be some members only content coming your way as well from next season. Not loads of it, but enough to keep you ticking along. Odegaard instead of March is the same price as a cup of coffee a week. We've had someone won their mini league last year in the group chat and won tickets to the Champions League. One of them wins VIP Premier League tickets this year and is currently top of it as well. The person who won their Champions League tickets is top again this year, so we're doing well. Instead, Odegaard instead of March, or Mahrez instead of Grealish. Odegaard instead of March, or Mahrez instead of Grealish. Odegaard instead of March. Just get rid of your injured players. Thank you for joining, though. Ymir at base tier, and then Salman, thank you for the super chat. Why is everyone going crazy about Isak? He just doubles, and he has been good this season when he's been given minutes. So, yeah. Transfer Bruno in for Grealish. If you could do it, I probably would. Should I do Kane and Martinelli to Bruno and Isak or Wilson? That feels like very sideways. If it's for free, then yes, it probably does pay off, because it adds doublers next week as well. Sorry, someone said that there was news on Twitter, but there is not. I need some more mods. I need some more mods in the chat. I'm going to pick a few mods for next season, I think. Morning, Harry. Good morning. Benching headache. Bench 1 of Robbo, Darwin, Stones or Shaw. Robbo, Darwin, Stones or Shaw. Bench 1. Darwin, because I don't think... No, Shaw. I think... No, sorry, not Shaw. Stones. Solanke punt, captain... No, please don't punt on Solanke captain. Isn't Wilson a better option than Isak? When they're both on the pitch, yes, but Isak is more likely to get more minutes than Wilson is. Mod me up, Harry. Isak's minutes are predicted to be higher. Will Alvarez play? I think so. Kane will haul today. Another week where Kane will ruin my rank. It's happened every week for about the past, I don't know, feels like months. Feels like it's happened for months on end. If Sankey hauls, just remember me. Coffee on me. Okay, well, do it then. Isak for -8, worth it. No, if you already have Wilson, I don't. Well, unless if it's just one hit, then I don't know who you're selling. But if it's actually a -8, so it's 2 transfers, then definitely not. Which one do I bench? Stupinan, Shaw, Foden. Well, I've got Shaw. It's. I think Foden doesn't. I think Foden starts in the Champions League. No, I think Foden starts this weekend. Yeah, I think Foden starts this weekend, so probably Shaw is true. In case the site crashes. In case the site crashes. Thank you, Che. I appreciate your $2.99 to tell me that I'm being an idiot. I appreciate it. Am I still set on Kepa, Trent and Isak? I know I'm going to regret benching Shaw. I know I'm going to regret benching Luke Shaw. But I think I'm probably set on those benching decisions. Again, guys, if you see anything reliable on team news on Twitter, please tag me in it. And then I can share it on stream as well. If you see anything. Trippier, a good captaincy if chasing. Yeah, I quite like Trippier. He's up there for predicted points this week. Sending my morning reminders to my family to do their fantasy team. Can I explain more one time how I can be a member? Of course, you just go over to YouTube and then once you've subscribed, you have to be on desktop. You can't do it on mobile. You click the little join button and then there's 2 options there. You have to do it on desktop though. BL, thank you for joining the base tier membership. Neil, start which one of Ake, Jota or Shaw? If I could only start one, I'd probably start Shaw because I'm not sure Jota starts. Thank you for joining and welcome to the team. So, Mr. Freeze, sorry, I do it. I go and then start again. What do I do with Vardy, Harry? You don't need Wilson or Isak. You're bold. I'd sell Tom Wilson or Isak. I'm really sorry, but if I had Vardy, I'd sell him for Wilson or Isak. Are we sure we're getting Newcastle news? No, we're not. We haven't had anyone that's reliable every week for Newcastle news. We've had a few people here and there that have had it. But yeah, nothing concrete from anyone. Play Tony or Stones? Tony, definitely. Anyone not sure who to bench and one of their options is a Man City defender, I'd probably just bench them away at Everton now, to be honest. Mahrez in for Gakpo, chasing. No Salah in the team. I don't know necessarily need to do that this week, because I think Gakpo will start away at Leicester, and I just bring Mahrez in for the double. I think I just wait a week. Odegaard or Bruno, probably Bruno just because he doubles. The 3 home fixtures, the United fixtures, everyone getting cold feet on United assets. I get it. But then I also don't. Wolves at home, Bournemouth away, Chelsea at home, Fulham at home. Great fixtures to end the season. Worth selling Robertson to Trent for -4. If not, start Shaw or Robertson. I'd probably play Shaw over Robertson and not do the -4. Shall I start Kepa or Raya? It is going round the... There you go, bench ranking. We do have Raya above Kepa, so that's the way that I would be going this week. Do you guys find the stuff in the corner useful, or is it... Does anyone use it? I think it's useful, because I can't get to every question, so I think it's useful to have, but 1,800 of you in here and only 400 likes. Please make sure you've liked the stream and, of course, subscribe if you haven't already. And then once you've subscribed, you can join in the chat as well. Very useful. That's good. That's the only comment I'm going to read. Very useful. Confirmation bias. Fernandes for Rashi next week. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens if Rashford's going to be back. Salah or Fernandes. I mean, Fernandes doubles next week. It is useful. Yes. Good. Yes. Got Isak, Wilson and Trips. Best differential for this week considering Zaha and Eze. Do you need to use a transfer? I just roll it, really. I just roll it if you've got everyone you need. Useful. Got it. -8 to get Wilson and McAllister. I don't know who you're selling. Transfers, please put who you're selling as well. So the full info so I can answer. Is Joe Linton a good differential chasing? Yes. But after this week, I don't know how useful he's going to be. But sometimes you've got to take those punts with your magic beans, as Praz calls it. -8 to get Wilson and McAllister. Yeah, I need to know who you're selling. Start Saka or Martinelli. Probably Saka. I'm really surprised in the vote for the Premier League Player of the Season that Saka is above Odegaard. I think Saka was second, wasn't he? I'm surprised he's that high up. Maybe I don't watch enough Arsenal. And I think he's been great, don't get me wrong. Like, I think he's been really good. But I think he's been, like, well, better than Odegaard. Better than Odegaard. Not really. You think the chart is useful? Good. Please help me. Shaw starting or Grealish, Bruno, bench. I'd play Shaw and I'd probably bench Grealish in those situations. Because although I think Grealish starts, he's got the least chance of starting out of all of those. So selling Botman and March to get Wilson and McAllister from -8. Botman and March to get... Yes, I would do that. I would do that. I love it. We're starting to see... we've got the new emojis in the chat. How do I use them? Here we go. Little Dom Solanke emoji. Also, we got the Wizard Harry. You got a Wizard Harry? So, Diaz or Shaw? Definitely Shaw. Again, if you've got a City defender as part of your benching dilemma, I would just bench him. Saka, the only player this season with double digits assists and goals. Well, maybe I'm wrong then. But I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's from an FPL point of view that he's just been not as good as the others in terms of like output. But if he's got double digit goals and assists, then I must be wrong. But do I recommend Odegaard instead of March? Just they don't double, but I do like him. Thank you, mate. Appreciate your stream so much. Going to miss it in the summer. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to have... no, to be fair, the streams are the absolute highlight of my week, not just of FPL, but generally. I love streaming. I love chatting to you guys, the deadline. I love all of this. The videos as well, I love, but having a month off after 10 months, plus, if those of you who don't know, I have a normal 9-to-5 job, Monday to Friday. So I do get to the end of the season and need a little lie down. Is Kane for Isak worth doing? My cup of tea is very cold now. Is Kane for Isak worth doing? I wouldn't do it. You woke up at 5:20. Appreciate it. Grealish or Shaw? I'd probably play Shaw. Trent versus Shaw. It's really close. It's really, really close between the two. I do like Shaw this week. Would I ever start streaming not FPL book content because you'd watch? Liam, I don't really know what I would stream. Because, I play FIFA, but the issue with FIFA is every Tom, Dick and Harry stream FIFA. And the best part of streaming FIFA is the weekend, when it's weekend league. And I wouldn't be able to stream that. So I'd be streaming Monday to Friday of it. So I don't know. If anyone's got any suggestions of what else I could stream. Yeah. I'm not a massive gamer. Not recently. Because I don't have as much time. Which City asset do I think brings in the most points between now and the end of the season? Excluding De Bruyne and Haaland, Foden, Mahrez. I probably would go for Mahrez, to be honest, but the issue is just knowing who starts. I'm not sure. Next week, I'm not going to be buying a City mid because I don't know any of them who start both games. It'll be more luck than judgment. Formula 1, watch-alongs. Football Manager. I don't watch F1. don't watch F1, so I'll watch along. I would do a watch along on the final day of the season, and I might do it next season. However, Chelsea are at home this season. They're at home to Newcastle, so I'll be at the Chelsea game. If Chelsea were away and I was at home, then maybe I'd stream it on the final day. I think it's okay to keep Lindelof now that Varane is back. Okay to keep Lindelof now Varane is back. I think it'll be Lindelof, Varane together. Why Captain Trippier? It will be on my Newcastle forward once I decide who I'm bringing in, hopefully soon, but it doesn't. There's no even whispers of any early team news. Movie reactions that you've not seen. If I did movie reactions to movies I haven't seen, I'd be here all week because I don't watch films very much. I would say I watch, excluding Christmas movies, right? Of course, because I watch a few of those when Christmas comes around and I'm off work and something. I probably watch about 3 movies a year outside of Christmas films. And 3, yeah. I'm just not a movie person. What's my age? I'm 24. Start Watkins or Shaw? I'd probably start Shaw. Thank you, Luke, for joining as a member, base tier. Welcome. Again, I hope you enjoy the members only stuff that's going to come over the summer. It's not going to be loads, but there's going to be a few little bits and vlogs, etc. Hey, Harry, love your content. Thank you. You can stream a review of last season FPL and planning ahead for next season in terms of summer transfers for next season. Don't worry, like when the game launches, you'll be sick and tired of my content by the time the game launches and the game starts. So as much as like you might want me to talk about the game like in the month between the game finishing and the new one uploading, it's I'm not going to, just because there is so much time to talk about it once the game launches. I need some new mods. Where are my members? I need to look who's been a long-standing member, and I will, and long-standing viewers as well. I think I can look up. How old am I, Harry? Still 24. Wilson or Isak now? I think I'm going to be going Isak unless we get news. Unless we get news. Does KDB start? I think probably not. My transfer plan is Watkins to a Newcastle forward. Bench Trent, Foden or Estupinan. Trent, Foden or Estupinan. It depends if you think Foden's going to start. Foden, I think, is really hard. I probably think he does, which means I probably bench Estupinan. Am I waiting on my transfer? Yes, I'm waiting on the Watkins transfer, but I'm not seeing any rumours or anything at all on Newcastle. Isak or Wilson. I'm still favouring Isak. If we get nothing, I'll be going Isak. Isak or Wilson, yeah. Rash or Grealish, I don't know who that is. Start Shaw and have 5 defenders, or start Martinelli over Shaw. Would I start Martinelli or Shaw? The formation doesn't really matter. I'd probably start Martinelli. We'll jump on Isak and Wilson is worth it, and why? Just because they have a double. Like, we've only got 3 weeks left to try and make up a bit of ground on and try and gain. To try and make ground on our rivals, so it's just got to go for a double game week player. Watkins and Burn to Wilson and Shaw, or Rashford and Eze to Mahrez and McAllister. I'd go the Wilson and Shaw option. Benefits you most next week as well. Sorry. I'm trying to find some team news, but I don't have it. Shaw could easily outscore a Stupinan this week. He definitely could. I wouldn't do Kane to any of the forwards. Sorry, one sec. So there is someone who apparently gets it, not always, and he's tweeted saying it's 50% likely that he gets it. So I've turned notifications on for him. Play Shaw this week on March and McAllister next week for free, or March and McAllister this week -4 and bench Shaw. I'd probably just play Shaw. Bring in these decisions are real 50-50s at the moment, so it's hard to answer them. But bring in Bruno for -4, or play Gabriel or Jesus or Grealish. I'd probably just bring him in for a -4. Start Robertson or Shaw. Shaw already did March to McAllister, Worth, Watkins, Isak from -4, or start Shaw. If you're going to captain Isak, yes. But if you're going to captain someone else, then I wouldn't do it. Bench Ben White or Stones. Probably Ben White there, because I do think Brighton score. Eze, Zaha or Odegaard. I'd go Odegaard. I still think they're going to finish the season well, even if they're not going to win the title. First bench, Solanke or Shaw. Only here for the leaks. It's what everyone's here for. Sorry. My dad is asking for someone's phone number. Got to help him. Should I sell Stones? No, I'd keep Stones. I'd keep him for the double. Sell Rashford or Grealish for Zaha. I wouldn't want to sell either. I think they're both good options next week. I wouldn't sell either, to be honest. Best Newcastle mid. I still go Willock. I'm not sure Murphy will start both, but Murphy's probably the big one that you could punt on. But I think Willock's more nailed for them both. Eurovision. The only I don't know, people are big on Eurovision. It's tonight, isn't it? All I've heard is that Norway song being all over all my social medias for about the past 2 weeks. Are they meant to win or something? Because I know it happened last year with someone else and they didn't win. The people who went like this with their hands by their side, like from side to side, they were from I don't know, I can't remember actually. But all I hear is that Norway song, Queen of the Kings or whatever it's called, everywhere. Meant Gabriel defender though, not Jesus. Oh yeah, answer definitely remains then. Shaw or Stones, Raya or Edison. Goalkeeper ranking is coming round. Raya's higher up and Shaw over Stones, definitely. We've got 25 minutes to the deadline. There is not even anything at all going on. Thank you to all the new subscribers as well. If you are new around here, please do subscribe. We are... How are we doing for subscribers? We are 160 away from 56,000, which I'm not expecting to hit during this stream, but we could. I live in London. Isak or Wilson. Currently, I'm favouring Isak, but I am waiting on final team news. You're not motivated for FPL this week since the Warriors lost in the conference semi-finals. I apologise. I don't know who they are, but I'm very sorry that your team lost, especially in a playoff game. I haven't necessarily experienced it as Chelsea. Of course, I've done like Champions League semi-finals, etc., where we've lost, where we've won, and I know the feeling. But my girlfriend is a Forest fan, and their whole family are Forest. So I had playoffs last year with them, and now I have relegation. That game on Monday night against Southampton, I've never been so stressed watching a team that wasn't my own in my life. My God, they needed to win that game so badly. I still am not sure they'll stay up, but Captain Haaland differential, I don't think I would Captain Haaland as a differential just because there's a small chance he doesn't start. Oh, it's NBA. Sorry. Not even. I mean, no wonder I didn't know who they were. Why Captain McAllister and not Matoma? Just because I feel like McAllister's... I mean, they're both going to have to play both games, to be fair. Just on penalties, he seems to be ticking along like nicely. Would I transfer out Jesus for Isak this week? Can see Arsenal scoring a few. No, I don't think I probably would do that. I would probably hold Jesus and hope he pays off. Unless you don't have anyone you want to captain. If you really want him as a captain option, then... yeah, then do it. But if you have someone else that you're like, I'm happy to captain him, then that's fine. Who to transfer out for Isak, Tony or Jota? Jota, because Jota's just going to be a headache every single week because they're never the early kickoff apart from on the final day. So every week you're just never going to know if he's going to be a good option or not. And you don't want that now. So I'd sell Jota. If Isak plays, will I still captain Trippier? No. I just don't want there to be Newcastle news and the game crash and my captain to be stuck on Ollie Watkins. Which someone very kindly super chatted to let me know that I was being an idiot. So I have now changed that and I've put the captain armband on Trippier. Maybe I should put it on Matoma. Oh, I don't even know who my vice captain is going to be. Right, I do not have that long to go until the deadline, so I probably need to decide on who I'm benching so that if we get any news... There are a few people tweeting that if they get it, it's going to be really close to the deadline. So like FPL Heisenberg on Twitter has said, if it does, I'll probably get it and tweet it about 10:50, so it's very close to the deadline. Also... Football Intelligence Unit, who used to get all the team news and has been quite quiet recently, I said pre-deadline news is currently 50% likely. So there are... So yes, let's wait and see. Sorry, I just froze again. I know how much you will like it. Captain Haaland differential, no. Arranged to play Shaw, Robertson, Grealish. Shaw first, Grealish second, Robertson third. Steele or Raya, I have a goalkeeper ranking. For anyone asking goalkeeper rankings, there is a bit coming around in the top right which ranks goalkeepers. So check that out when it does. There it is. Wilson starts according to Andy. Does he? Does he actually? Oh, Andy Martin. Got it. I thought it was Let's Talk FPL. People saying that they know. Yeah, guys. Yeah, please let's not with the fake news in the build up to the deadline. I might need a mod in here to deal with some of this. Sorry. Is it Let's Talk FPL or is it not? Let me get it up. Let me get my headphones in and I'll listen to his stream as well as. Do I think it's wise to keep Solanke as last sub? Well, I'm not gonna. Well, I mean, I could put him before Rashford. To be fair. Andy Martin trolling. Got it. I can get Wilson and Isak without a hit. Is it worth doing it to hear? Yes. If you hear they both start. Let me connect that. If you guys have like stuff, please tag me on Twitter, but like don't just shout it in the chat because I have no idea knowing whether it's reliable or not, and that would just end up in me having to time you out because I would just presume that it's not if I haven't seen it anywhere else. The crazy eyes are coming out. That's what happens when I panic before the deadline. Don't do us like last time. Don't worry. Yeah, Andy hasn't said it. Yeah, I won't do you like last time. Don't worry. I will not play anything out loud. Captain McAllister, probably not. Grealish to Odegaard or Martinelli to get March to Matoma. I'd go Odegaard definitely. And if that, I quite like those moves actually. If you're enjoying, hit the like, folks. Yes. Appreciate it. I can get Wilson and Isak without a hit. Yes, I would. Is McAllister worth a -8 this week? Probably not. Pope starts. Cheers, fella. Fella coming in clutch with the useful team news there. Oh, Rashford as well. Shaw and Rashford on my bench. I feel like it's going to end in pain. Henry to share worth the -4. Probably not. Well, I probably would take the chance in it, actually. I probably would. Bench Kepa or Raya. Bench Kepa or Raya. Again, the goalkeeper ranking is there. Shearer starts. Perfect. Thank you. Thoughts on Ferguson? I think he's a good option. I still think he's first choice when he's fit. What is the Villa news you're talking about? No Villa news. Any potential Newcastle news we might get. But is Isak playing? We don't know yet. Instead of Grealish to Instead of Grealish to Odegaard Martinelli, what about Watkins to Alvarez? Instead of Grealish to Odegaard Martinelli, what about Watkins? Let me mute that for a minute. Grealish to Odegaard Martinelli, what about Watkins to Alvarez? Watkins to Alvarez. I just don't think Alvarez starts both in the double, so it might look good this week, but I don't think it looked great next week, so I probably wouldn't. Shaw or Estupiñán. I've got Estupiñán playing at the moment, but I hate the idea of benching Shaw at home to Wolves. It just doesn't feel right at all. Why McAllister when he's got the worst fixtures? Like my captain armband is going to go to Isak when he comes in, or Wilson when he comes in. But I don't want to have to change my vice captaincy and my captaincy. Because if I put my captaincy on Trippier, who's going to be my vice captain, and then I bring him in, I then have to make Trippier my vice captain and change that. And I don't want to risk the website crashing. So I'm going to leave it like this for now. If he's on the bench, then all I have to do is change captaincy and not make any transfers. Whereas if he does start, then all I have to do is make the transfer and then change one captaincy. If that makes any sense at all. Watkins to Wilson, done. Tempted to save one free transfer. Your mid is Salah, Matoma, Bruno, Rashford. Bench order, Konza, March, Greenwood. Says March is back. I know it says March will be back for the 21st of May. I don't see that happening at all. Those sort of predicted return dates are the least accurate things you will see. So I wouldn't rely on them very much. Who to bench out of Stones, Grealish and Shaw? I'd probably bench Stones. Do I think Chelsea get a clean sheet versus a strong... Not really, but I don't think Man City necessarily keep a clean sheet either. So I don't think, there's necessarily a Man City clean sheet in it either. Still nothing. It's going to go to the wire, I think, if we get anything. Some people are like, oh, I might get it. I think they're trying to build suspense, though. It's been confirmed Wilson Isak start. It hasn't been confirmed. How old am I? 24. Please tag me on anything on Twitter if you see something reliable. Do I start Alvarez, Grealish, or Shaw? I'd probably play Shaw out of those. I'm dreading benching Luke Shaw. Dennis or King? I love this. I posted on Twitter being like, this week feels like Dennis versus Josh King all over again. Is De Bruyne playing? Right, I need to know what I do if I find out both of them are starting. Do I go Isak? Or do I go Wilson? I don't even know what I'm going to do with the news I'm going to get. Or I might get. Or we might get. What am I going to do? Kind of scared. I've never backed the early kickoff. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Would I consider Kane to Isak and Grealish Salah from -4? I just go. I'm not sure I'd just do. I'm not sure I'd do either. I'd probably roll because I don't think I'm -4 selling Harry Kane and Grealish, who I think is going to start. Go for Isak. That's what I'm going to do. If we don't hear anything, I'll go Isak. If we hear both start, I need to know what I'm going to do. And I've got about 1 minute to decide. If we hear both start, technically it's the late kickoff you're back to. Never back the early kickoff. Right. Kepa or Alisson. Again, there's a goalkeeper ranking. Wilson to get a hat-trick. Like... Isaac's still got chances playing out wide, so I think I'll still buy Isak if we get news. The only thing is, if we get news that Isak doesn't start... You missed your super chat earlier, Peter. I'm very sorry. Let me go and find that for you. If we get no news, do I get Wilson and captain him for chasing #1 in my mid-league? He's got Isak. He is... Oh, it doesn't tell me how far ahead he is. Let me copy that. He's 39 ahead. To be honest, I probably would. I'd probably gamble on it. Deadline is horribly, horribly close. Right, let me get it set up. I will do Watkins to Isak. Nothing yet. Isak can assist. He can. I just think Isak is much more likely to play both games if both start. Because it might be that like St. Maximin makes the bench today or Joe Linton as well. And then they're fit to start on the wing midweek. Any news yet? No, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Please make sure you like the stream. Please make sure you subscribe as well before we get any of this team news. We are just over 100 subscribers away from our target for today. So if there's anyone who hasn't subscribed, I will share anything I get on Twitter as well. Who would I sell? Grealish. Would I sell Grealish for Zaha? No, I think Grealish starts this week. Still nothing. 9 minutes. Seven minutes, no, 8 minutes. 8 minutes to go. It's getting scarily close. Team News and Ticks has just tweeted no Newcastle news for him. No Newcastle news for Team News and Ticks, so we're not getting it from him. We have 8 minutes to go until the deadline. Do I think Diego Jota starts? Probably not. It's getting stressful now. If there's no news, I buy Isak and I captain him because I do think he'll start. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. You have Isak and Wilson. Who do I captain? I'd still captain Isak. Still nothing. Shaw or Grealish? Shaw or Stupinan? Scared to bench Shaw. De Bruyne or Mings? De Bruyne or Mings? I'd play De Bruyne. 6 minutes. Still got nothing. Still nothing. I'm not sure we're going to get it. It's chaos. You're going for Wilson, bro. Wish you luck. Good luck to anyone who's already made the move. I'm going to keep it right to the wire. I'll keep it right to the wire. We don't know anything yet. Almiron, I don't think he'll start. I wouldn't be buying him. Definitely not my top Newcastle mid. Shaw for Stones for minus for a hit. Heisenberg has just tweeted he's not hopeful that he's going to get it. I think I might risk Rashford. I think I might risk Rashford starting and just... and then he'll either start or he doesn't. No team news yet. Nothing yet. It's 5 minutes to the deadline. Make the move. My favourite Newcastle mid, probably Willock. Any City news? Definitely not. There tomorrow. FPL damp. I don't know who these people are. So, yeah. Nice. 19 followers. 91 followers. Definitely reliable. My prediction is both start, but I don't actually know for sure. I don't know at all either, to be fair. Still nothing. We don't have long. 3 minutes. Gone with Isak. Wilson is a troll. Would I start Mahrez or Shaw? Probably go Mahrez. We got no news yet. I think I might just pull the trigger. When my phone hits 58, I'm going to pull the trigger. There's nothing. Doesn't look like we're getting anything. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything. Just go for it, man. Don't risk the crash. Don't start Rashford. Start Rashford, Jota or Stones. I'd probably chance Rashford, to be honest. Sorry. We're just waiting to see if we get any team news or anything. But in a minute's time, I'm just going to pull the trigger. In a minute's time, I'm just going to pull the trigger. Rashford won't be in the team. Please don't just post team news as well. If you don't have any reliable source as well, we're close to 1,000 likes on the stream. You're hearing Wilson's bench multiple sources, but you're not sure. Please don't. Again, we have nothing. My prediction is both will start, but I don't know the answer to that. As soon as my phone goes to 58, I'm going to make the switch. We're going to make the switch with 2 minutes pre-deadline. I'm not going to leave it any longer than that. I don't think. Don't forget to set your captain and vice captain in all the panic. Yes, thank you, I will. I've got notifications on for everyone and there hasn't been anything right. That is 58, so... Make... Oh, Watkins to Isak for free. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. Isak is in. Do I start Rashford? I can't see Rashford starting, so I'm also going to bench Rashford as well. And I'm going to swap him down the list, and I'm going to fix it up like that. We have nothing, and there's still no news coming out. So I've confirmed my transfers. Oh, I haven't. Oh, gosh. God, that was nearly close. Make Isak captain. Thank you, Harvey. I appreciate it. I've gone with my moves. I need to sneeze. I stifled it. Change captain. Captain. Thank you. Matoma cap. Don't worry. It's moved. We have moved it. We have no news. Nothing coming out on Isak or Wilson. So this is what we're going to roll in with. By the time you are hearing this as well, the deadline is probably going to have passed as well. So we have nothing to confirm who's going to be starting up front for Newcastle in this game. Crypto Blockdown, welcome. Wish me luck with the Salah captain. Good luck to you with the Salah captain. That is going to be the deadline as well. If you haven't liked the stream already, and if you haven't subscribed already and you're going to head off, we are going to chat about next week already. We're going to have a quick think about next week. But before you go, if you could like the stream and subscribe, we are less than 100 subscribers away from our goal as well. I'm a little bit like... That's what happens when things get right up to the deadline. That is going to be that. That is going to be that. Let me just tweet my team out and then we will get on to discussing next week. But anyone heading off, good luck. Thank you, anyone heading off. Good luck this week, and I hope your arrows are green, and I hope we'll do well in the Newcastle Leeds game this morning. It was a bit stressful. Apologies, I couldn't get to everyone in the chat because it was a bit chaotic, but... Sorry, Watkins to Isak. Captain. Tick. Good luck, everyone. Church Bell's letting you know the deadline's passed. It's true. There we go. There we go. Why so quiet? Sorry, I was tweeting my team out. You think you should have gone Wilson? Good luck. I captain Haaland. No, my captain was Isak. I put Rashford last on my bench. I mean, to be honest, even if he wasn't first on my bench, he's probably not going to come in anyway. Church Bell's going for you too. It's good. Who did I captain? Isak. I think reasonably happy that Isak will start, but was captaining McAllister bad? I don't think any of the captaincy options this week are amazing. Launch a poll on how many bought Wilson. I might do one on Twitter, but we'll get ownership stats in not that long anyway. Anyway, let's have a look at next week. So this is how my lineup will be for next week once it updates. Once it updates, we'll have triple Brighton in there. We'll have triple United. Happy we've got them. Edison and Haaland, and then 3 single game week players. Do I take decisions sometimes based on what other pundits do? No. I don't. I mean, I might, if I see lots of people, if I'm 50-50 between 2 people and I'm trying to protect rank and I see everyone going for a certain option, then maybe, but there's not like, I don't look at Andy's team and think Andy's buying this player, so I need to buy this player. No, I don't copy anyone's team. Do I support Chelsea? I do. So I have to go and enjoyably watch us play Nottingham Forest today, which I think could easily end in 0-0. You bought Wilson over Isak. Captain Trippier without the team news. Good luck. My prediction is still that they both start. I don't hate the Trippier captaincy at all, actually. Part of me quite likes it, but part of me quite likes it. So I have one transfer for this next week, and there's a couple of things that I am considering. Sponge, how are we doing? Good luck for the end of your season as well. With all the stress on Wilson, Isak, I feel Trippier will outscore both. He could definitely do so. So the doubles for this week: City, I've got 2 already. United, I've got 3. Brighton, I've got 3, and Chelsea are rubbish, so I don't want any Chelsea. When are we next having a beer? Probably game week 38, fella. How did I become a Chelsea fan? My brother was a Chelsea fan when he was his first game he was ever taken to when he was young was Chelsea by his godfather, I think. And then I was his younger brother, so then I was also then a Chelsea fan, and then it was the first game I went to as well. My mum is an Aston Villa fan, and my dad is a Middlesbrough fan as well. So I do like to see both those teams doing well, but my brother and I are both Chelsea. I mean, game week 38, 8. I'll be there. I mean, people putting fake team news in the chat now, it's kind of unnecessary. Do I do FPL full time? I don't. I have a full-time job. So FPL is my part-time, is my hobby at the moment anyway. But yeah, it is sadly not my full-time job. What's my content during the off-season? So to be honest, there is so much to talk about, but we have so long to do it that I will not be doing much content, so I can take my headphones out until the game is about to launch. And then I'll be back with videos 3 times a week, and I'll be back with like videos every day right up until the build-up of the season. But it does mean that I will, and most others will take a little break while the game is not active. So I think pushing back the deadline conversation is a really difficult one because there's no pleasing everyone. If you move what there is now, I do not think is right. I do not think now is the right decision. If we move the deadline until like the first kickoff, the issue you have then is, well, the benefit to that is that people who are not UK based are at a disadvantage. However, at least they know that if they wake up, they get categorical team news on who is starting. Is it lagging? Did it lag at all? Anyway, you categorically know that if you wake up, you're going to get team news for your team. But what the issue is now is if you're on the other side of the world, is you could set your alarm for whatever time in the morning and you don't get any team news. You don't get any team news. And then it's completely wasted and you got up at whatever time in the morning. So I don't think an hour and a half before is good. But the issue then is if you do a 12:30 deadline is you might get team leaks for the 3 o'clock games. You might start to get leaks for the 3 o'clock games, and then you get that whole kettle of fish. In terms of my day job, I do market research. So I look at what people are buying in the shops and tell brands what to do with their products effectively. So market research is what I do day to day. A lot of people have started Rashford. I hope he's on the bench. I hope he's on the bench. Anyway, so for next week, I could bring in another Man City player, but if I don't think they're going to keep 2 clean sheets, I don't think I will. And I don't think Alvarez is going to start both games, so I don't think I'll do that either. Which means I'll probably roll the transfer unless I get another in. The game is already updating because the deadline was 8 minutes ago. Tony's gambling ban, we have no idea. We have no idea. Everyone now interested in my full-time job. I enjoy it. I like it a lot. So, yes. That's next week. And then that will give me 2 free transfers. Reset game week. This will give me 2 free transfers for the final week of the season. And it's probably Arsenal. Wolves at home. That I'll look to get. Defensive and attacking assets from Arsenal. You could punt. I'm not having Kane away at Leeds, but I basically don't have any route to get Kane. I don't have any route to free up money for Kane. Liverpool away at Southampton, I could go to, but Again, it's hard for me to afford anyone. I am happy in my full-time job. Yes, I am. I do enjoy it, actually, a lot, which I'm very lucky with. Not everyone enjoys their job. And I have a great team as well. Pays for all those farm shop food visits. I don't shop at the farm shop. I shop at Sainsbury's or Tesco because they're the two shops near my house. Anyway, I'm rambling on. This is how my team lined up in the end. I'm going to go and have some breakfast, I think. Something to eat. And then, I don't know, I might go for a walk. And then I'm going to watch the Leeds game before I go. Leeds Newcastle game before I go and watch the other one. The Chelsea game. So, Gameweek 37, Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. I just don't have I don't know where I'd start them in my team if I did buy them. I don't know where I'd start them. I could bench Isak, but Waitrose then. I think a deadline 24 hours before will relieve all the stress. But a deadline 24 hours before... a deadline 24 hours before means it's what? Friday morning, which means you miss all the Friday press conferences, which is majority of the team. So you don't even then get the press conferences, which I feel like are part of the game. Team news you might not agree or but you miss all the press conferences. You don't get any of the Friday press conferences, so you don't go any of the team news. So then I don't think 24 hours is the option. Plus, from a selfish point of view, a stream at on Friday morning, the internet, I'm going to phone up BT after this and give them a right good... Injuries will be an issue. Well, is it lagging? Did it lag? Oh, anyway. I am going to end the stream there. Good luck to you all. What a ridiculous end to the stream. Good luck to you all today. Good luck to you all for this game week. We'll be back on Sunday with a video as well, I think. Good luck today. Good luck to those of you who captained. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like before you go. Subscribe before you go as well. And I will be back again very, very soon. Cheers all.